and I think 4 times, and I just really hate playing A. I think it's this most boring hero in the game. That's saying something. His toolkit's just like Cold Feet almost feels sad. He has a facet where his Cold Feet becomes AoE, so you can actually use that to farm technically. But then the other facet is stronger for later portions of the game because Death Rhyme stacks give strength reduction on enemies, so then all of a sudden, yeah, the other facet is actually better, and then you just the more fun facet that's better for your game is worse for your team. So that makes me not like certain aspects of the hero.
Stings, don't it?
Also, I'm sad that Shadow Shaman only ever goes for the chicken fingers facet with the right click.
One?
Yeah, it's cool. I like the other one. It's amazing. It does so much damage to buildings. But you can't ward trap people, and
it's very selfish for your pro game.
Yeah, but that's true. I mean, in a pro, especially even in ranked games, you should always strive to go for the best choices.
If it was like this, the world would be a better place, man.
I'm also curious about, like, Terrorblade has 2 facets. He has the Condemned, which he has right now. There's no minimum health threshold for sundered enemies. But you also have the facet of when you create an illusion, it has max HP. Like, the illusion that you create. I would always feel like that one has very good value in, like, a team fight and you're almost dead. You just pop an illusion and then sunder it. Because then the illusion has max HP standing next to you. You sunder it, you're back to full HP. Or just in general for farming purposes is always nice.
Yeah, but when they have like multiple sources of damage that can just demolish illusions, it's kind of hard to bet on that. Might be way too defensive too.
And the one thing that I also like about the other facet is Conjure Image gives costs the HP instead of mana at that point. So it's you're never brought down during farming because you don't have enough mana. I don't know. I really am always interested in facets. Like Pangolier right now, he went for the Thunderbolt facet, which tends to be more the mid laner Pangolier choice. But there's also Pangoliers that go for the double jump facet with the double shield crash jump thing.
More of a side lane thing, I would say. But yeah, still damage wise, sometimes it's a really good facet to go. This one I think really depends on the player.
Yeah, the Rolling Thunder with better turn rate obviously can have very solid value. It does mean duration is decreased of Rolling Thunder slightly. I don't know what the duration normally is because it never shows that. But Analog is just being obnoxious in that tanking in mid. There's not much you can do if you're a melee against him. He just drops his Sandstorm, hides in the back.
And something I want to say.
Okay, tell me.
I wasn't feeling Analog yesterday. He did not play that well yesterday.
Okay, the monkey struggled. What was his hero on the game number 2?
Game number 2 was Kunkka?
Oh, he actually played really well on the Kunkka. I think he was the main reason they were even in the game.
Yeah, that second one he played way better than the first one. But first one is the game that I keep remembering.
Yeah. The Monkey King, that's the one that he just did really poorly. But I do think he redeemed himself. Bottom lane Riordan is gonna get taken down. While Yeah, they're behind the tier 1 tower. Very interesting position to be in.
They're they're destroying this bottom lane. 19 CS on the gyro, getting the first blood kill. Hermit only has 7 CS, level 3.
And also managed to secure that first blood. Top side, Jimmy Koff. Ooh, the shackle comes in. Jimmy Koff Warlock gets smacked down. And another kill does get secured in the game.
Yeah, he's gonna pop meta just because he's alone, so he can get some CS. Struggling a little bit on the TB.
Dude, why is there always voice chats or like it used to always be TeamSpeak issues, now it's Discord. Bring back Skype. Well, Skype is still alive for one more month,
Yeah.
I think in May it's gone. Skype is gonna be gone.
One more.
It actually is making me a little bit sad because Skype was the OG. They just never did anything with it. Like they just okay, we have it, we're done. Could have been great. Now they have Teams. Teams sucks. I really despise Teams. I think it's I just don't like it.
Back in the days, we used to find screams on Skype. There was like some Dota groups that you were able to find some good screams.
Ah, yeah. Now, luckily enough, you just have one big ass Discord. Everyone's in.
It
And
was
they
like
you
10
get the
years
roles.
ago, I don't know, 8 years ago.
Damn.
Now Discord just too good, right?
Discord makes everything just too easy. There are a lot of things still wrong with Discord, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
for the
but
good and for the bad.
yeah, it's better for, I guess, making it all easier. I mean, TeamSpeak and Ventrilo and Mumble were all just very annoying. Hermit bottom lane
Ventrilo.
trying to go for KJ. There's the silence in. The AA is dropping low. Is he dropping dead though? Is gonna get taken down. Hermit gets out of range. Riot needs to be careful because the rocket barrage damage is immense. Top lane, Jimmy Koff is dead once again. A lot of fighting on these side lanes.
Really hard lane for the Warlock on the top side, but as long as TB is getting some CS, yeah, the Homebreaker is gonna be strong on the lane, but TB needs to have some farm.
I'll take your tribute.
There is a little bit of an interesting option here. Obviously, Hermit's really good at playing micro heroes, but he is actually going Helm of the Dominator, not for drums. I haven't seen the Dominator in a very, very long time.
I'm ready for this. Let's see how bad it is, how good it is.
That is true. It is going to be interesting to see how it works, especially with the new creeps, the jungle, like the Ravage, the Arm of the Deep. I would assume he's going to take those with him because it's a mini Ravage every single time. And it also gives you, I think, like cooldown reduction in the river or something strange. Like that Riverborn aura. It gives you movement speed and outgoing damage to all allies. When he is in the river, he gives that aura. That's nuts. It's like a 16% extra damage aura at max level.
That's cute. Supports playing together.
Gotta make a play. Siren, there's the rune spawning. But the rune is top side. Does luckily enough get denied, so no bottle refill for Analog. But Yuma's having a really good time. Arceus in the top lane as well on their Terrorblade is not struggling whatsoever. The only one in a bit of trouble is Hermit. But he's keeping pace.
Warlock tanked all the aggression on the top lane for him, so TB's kinda happy.
And with after this metamorphosis, his plan is very likely just head into the jungle. As it will become at this stage very dangerous, especially if you do not have vision on the Sand King.
Look at these guys. Are they really planning on the steal? I don't think so, right? It's too dangerous.
Night Stalker is going to get that
Radiant's top tower is under
experience. Hermit does need to be careful, though. Matthew trying to get in range of the shackles. Hex is there. Dawn ulti as well. Hermit, Beastmaster, fully controlled with the 4-man move. And they will go for a bit more aggression. Doesn't mean TB's got free farm time in the top lane, and Pango knows he is safe towards mid.
Poor Hermit, man. He can't catch a break.
Yeah, normally if you went for like the Ags build, you'd have probably gigantic stacks behind you to clean up, but this build, it's another objective that's going to be the target.
Analog farmed a big stack on the triangle. He's very farmed. Level 8. 1k left for the Blink Dagger. Still has OT, level 8, not used it.
tower is under attack.
Steals the regen rune. Siren wants to go in. Gets shackled up. Rolling Thunder. No, the Hex comes out. He does get the Rolling Thunder cast going. Matthew is going to be locked in position. Yeah, the Epicenter's not going to do anything if he's in Rolling Thunder because he takes pretty much no magic damage. 60% damage reduction, so...
Maybe it was just a defensive Epi.
Radiant's middle tower
It
is
seems to
under
be
attack.
so that the others wouldn't get too close. Speaking of which, Warlock, he does have 2 points in the Black Grimoire, but the Warlock and the Night Stalker are really going to need their level 6s to be active. Comparative to the opposing side, Shadow Shaman all he needs is a shackle.
In games like this, you really wait level 6 on your support so you can kind of come back. Not saying that they are far behind, but the lanes, especially the mid lane, I mean the bottom lane, was not really good for Red Submarine.
Oh, they are looking for a catch. Night Stalker found out. Siren forced back. And Yuma gonna clean up some creeps in the dire triangle. Luckily enough, there were no stacks to be able to yoink. Analog going in mid towards Jimmy Goff. We'll get the catch, and this is so much damage, but it's not even going to be more of a chase, even though Matthew is right next to Jimmy Goff.
Yeah, the no throwing policy.
Yeah,
Just chill.
it's elimination. Like, you cannot lose this series, otherwise you are out. And considering SA has 2 invites to Dream League 26, if Heroic doesn't make it in one of those 2 invitation slots, that is a very big blow to the team. Because these are all, you get EPT points for playing Dream League and ESL tournaments. Those all get you to Riyadh Masters.
That's like the second TI, so you can't miss that one.
Depending on who you ask, a lot of people consider it the first TI. With the prize pool situation
Can't blame them.
these days. Oh, Rolling Thunder, Pump Fake, Call Down comes out in response. Siren does throw out the Rolling Thunder a little bit late, but does get the catch onto Analog. However, no one behind it to make a play, so Rolling Thunder is wasted. Will be just trying to disengage.
Is under attack.
Argy is trying to get some tower push in. Yuma does have to be a bit careful because of this Wild Wing Ripper that can drag him back. But they're not going to chase in deeper. They have a Roar. They've got the Golem.
Yeah. Look at Jimmy Goff.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Golem drop onto Gyrocop. Swashbuckler is there. Dawn ulti as well. Yuma is dead. Ice Blast in response. We'll get a 2-man catch. The Argius does have a Sunder. He gets the Sundercast onto Analog, who's dropping low. Fatal Bonds damage is enough. And they do not lose anyone yet. Jimmy Goff finally shatters in the end. A full team wipe, and Red Submarine gets the job done. They were tempting fate the entire time there. There was no epicenter. They knew there was no epicenter. Yeah, I don't really know why Yuma was just frontlining there trying to tank them.
Dire's top tower.
I think they really overestimated Solar Guardian in there. Like, if they come, it can just Solar Guardian and respond, but it was not enough.
It wasn't even close. And now Hermit is ahead of Whisper in terms of farm. Whisper had a pretty good lane. Hermit had a terrible one. But Hermit, he's got Helm of Dominated Drums available. He's getting his boots delivered. Game is getting pretty hairy, pretty scary. As that entire net with advantage. How much was it? 3k?
Yeah, around 3k.
Yeah, all gone. And always fear the golem. Nightsock also has this level 6. Shaman on the run. There's going to be the slow. Rolling Thunder comes through. And, ooh, Siren's doing a terrific job with the Rolling Thunder. That was perfect one. Dodging the edge of the cliff as well.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Okay, they have Epi, they used Glyph. They could try to defend this one. Yuma is close.
Uh,
And they know there's
Yeah.
no Rolling Thunder.
I do think it's I mean, Yuma is close, yes. I guess Call Down is a big plus at this stage. Does he have the... No, he went for the Afterburner facet. Okay. Yeah, no, because he also has another facet, the where if you hit someone with Call Down, they get a second hit. That's so good for early game.
Yeah. They might be looking to defend. KJ is gonna respawn and has TP.
Whisper has Guardian in 10 seconds, but the tier 1 tower is already gone.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
It wasn't possible to defend, actually. Really strong push.
Oh, this is kind of funny. If you press the Warpine Raider from Hermit, it has the buff neutral creep stacked. Killing this stacked creep will provide bonus gold and experience to the stacker. Huh. It's got a permanent buff. While it's a Helm of the Dom creep. Oh, attempt in from Ryden on the Night Stalker. Ice Blast is going to connect. KJ is going to stay alive. Siren gets controlled up. Has no way out. And Ryden just baited his teammate in a horrible position. That was, he was top net worth.
Yeah, it was really weird. And they still have Epi.
Yeah, they're way too deep. I mean, Hermit's on the other side of the map. Same with Argius. There was no way they were going to get any backup. Maybe if the Warlock was nearby, you could go for a Golem counter play, but too far away. Speaking of which, Whisper might just be too far gone here, as there is an entire army of creeps hunting down the Dawnbreaker. Take him down. Metamorphosis used. Should be the tier 1 tower. And looking for the experience shrine.
Is under attack.
And we'll be getting it.
Radiant's top tower
Really nice read, man. This rotation was really on point by Red Submarine. Because Heroic was considering moving Sand King to top lane to use Epi. But Red Submarine was just too fast.
Yeah, they got the kill, get the Tormentor, the Shrine, and should be able to get their own Shrine soon enough. Where Terrorblade is going for Manta-style buildings. Yuma is closing in on his Ags. I'm looking for any interesting items. Siren Ags, obviously. Shiva's on Sand King. What's Whisper going? Oh, he's going Crimson Guard, Blade Mill. I'm curious if this might be a good game to get the Ags on Dawn.
Maybe later on. They need to deal with the 5-man on Red Submarine side.
I was very surprised. I played Rubik recently, and then I stole Dawn's ulti with Ags, and I like instantly TP'd on the enemy. Oh, Ice Blast onto Hermit. They find the beast with a good smoke gang. Jimmy Cough gets the TP away. But yeah, I was very surprised that Dawn's ulti changed with Ags. So I used like the Dawn ulti in the middle of a team fight, and then I was surrounded by enemies. I was like, oh, this is not what I expected it to be.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
It is pretty cool. I do like this one a little bit more. Now that you get like the AoE healing around continuously around you in the team fight. So Matthew and KJ almost dropping dead. But it is going to be a shard for the Ancient Apparition. Ice Blast, freeze.
With the Sand King, amazing.
If you can get the Ice Blast connection on enemies. Which is always easy peasy lemon squeezy. Raiden gets the TP back to base. What does he actually have? Okay, he's going Spirit Vessel. Unsurprising, you're playing against Dawn and Gyrocopter for that matter, who tends to be a satanic builder. And he was Sand King, same story. He has pretty good regen most of the time. Hermit, Ice Blast. Beastmaster in trouble. Will Golem in response, but he's already going to get taken down. Jimmy Koff trying to man fight up against Analog. Swashbuckle in. Shield crash.
That
Gets
hurts.
a kill. And the Rolling Thunder on towards KJ. Can he get the catch? Yes, he can.
That really hurts. Sand King is so fragile this time of the game.
And well, we can definitely see that with the Pango starting to do a lot of damage. Pango's done with the Ags. So now you got the shield crash, extra damage in the team fights constantly.
Physical damage. Analog really needs the plate mail.
As Hermit's just going full aura build. Is building into the Crimson afterwards. Boots of Bearing. So they should not be able to get any heavy slows on them. And most of the time you can just dodge everything. Argius, tackled up. Night Stalker, he's just going in. Silence onto Analog. Ice Blast is flying out. Doesn't connect onto Argius. Dawn ulti comes out. He has Sunder available. Argius, can he find a good Sunder target? Gets the Sunder onto Analog. Now they just also need damage onto Analog. And he doesn't have any mana left. Argius is dead. Siren also falls. They were just like staring for the longest time. KJ does get caught out by Raiden, but he was just standing next to the Sand King and he was like, Sunder, don't Sunder, Sunder, don't Sunder. And then he Sunders. Oh, okay. Yeah, the entire fight's already over.
I don't know, they kinda isolated to be on the right side.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
All for
I
the
think he-
rune, man.
I think he isolated himself by just staying there.
Yeah, that too. It was like teamwork.
Yeah, wrong direction though. Deer in headlights moment, but they are in the Roche pit, going in, jump through Whisper. They're going all the way around. Slow from Siren is looking to kill off the Dawn of Whisper, and even chasing in deeper for the Shadow Shaman. Ice Blast is going to fly out. Siren is in trouble. Siren is dead. Argy is going for the man fight up against Yuma. Yuma almost kills off Jimmy Goff, but Jimmy stays alive, and they find the kill onto Yuma. Analog doesn't have an epi, does get the burrow in, and so much magic damage is being pumped out just from the sandstorm.
Oh, no,
Argus.
no code feed?
Matthew, chased by the Night Stalker. Raiden is going to get frozen in place, and they find another one.
How's Roche?
Well, he's walking the opposite direction.
Yeah, half HP, he's going top, but no meta. Maybe they can try again when they respawn. They have Epi, Solo Guardian. It was a weird fight. Yuma just going all in on the Warlock, but I guess it bought time for his team to finish Pangolier because TB was just hitting the gyro.
And Pango's been caught a couple of times now. Especially, he just gets caught by the Ice Blast. And, like, they're not... Submarine right now, they're playing a different game. TB is never playing with the rest of his team. Honestly, none of them are playing together. You have Night Stalker chasing the backline, which makes sense. Pangolier tries to do the same, but gets caught. And it gets very rough in the pit, though. Night Stalker ulti being used. Yuma gets the Aegis, and they are just too slow. They have the Golem, but they couldn't get anything going in time.
Not sure, not even worth it to use Dark Extension in there. They're not gonna be able to get map control with this. Only him is on bottom lane, on Night
Radiant's
Stalker.
bottom tower is under
Apply
attack.
some pressure in the tower, but it's a support Night Stalker, so...
He's going for the BKB, but because of that Spirit Vessel first item, his farming speed is horrid. Oh. Top side. Gotta be careful. Whisper's running right. And actually, Whisper might need to be a little bit careful himself. As Argus is playing probably the safest spot in the entire map.
Playing Vlad's on Whisper.
Everything just to make sure that Yuma can go ham this game.
Yeah.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Even though he hasn't really been like the big impact dealer this game so far, it's mainly been analog on that Sand King, just making all the plays, dealing primarily all the damage.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
I love to see. By the way, KJ has a full Gleipnir.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, this is why I despise Ancient Apparitions. Boss 5 AA, Gleipnir, first item. Okay.
Tranquil
Sure, buddy.
Boots Gleipnir.
Yeah. Seems legit. No glimmers, no four staffs, no.
Radiant
Gleipnir.
are scanning.
He has been hitting a lot of the Ice Blast, so
Dire are scanning.
it's understandable, but
Radiant's top
right
tower.
in. Gonna be a very quick kill. Once again, in favor of Heroic, who are just ahead at this stage, and it's very hard for Red Submarine to even make a move.
So, how is Helm of the Overlord? Not ready yet.
Yeah, no, he's skipping it so far. I don't really think you need Helm of the Overlord, because the Croaker creeps with Tendrils of the Deep are just better than Ancients.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Are they counted as I can't. They're not Ancients, right? The
Nah,
river.
I don't think
Dire's
so.
middle tower is under attack.
It's not an ancient camp, right?
Yeah, I know, but it's just I read the patch notes, but there was something very confusing about how they wrote stuff. Like I was reading about TI. They had the TI announcements yesterday, I think, of what's going to happen at TI this year, and they said back in the glory days of TI, or back in the beginning, TI had a 5-day LAN event for viewers.
Gamescom.
Yeah. And they made it sound like, yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. And then it was, we're going to have 4 days of TI Pro. Why do you even write the 5 days part? Ooh, Golem on point there from Jimmy Koff. Whisper takes a lot of damage. Can they kill off anyone here? Analog dropping down. There's Whisper with a heal attempt. Matthew Shackles holds down the Pangolier. Argus is going to get controlled up and shut down by Yuma. God, the Revenant's broach damage. Right through that TB's HP.
Matthew is destroying these fights, by the way.
Oh, little catch there from Riordan. But indeed, good shackle on the Pangolier in the middle of that engagement makes it very rough to get anything done. Riordan is still being a very big nuisance on the Night Stalker, but his Dark Ascension's about to end.
Gleipnir is about to come have a cooldown, so he better be careful.
Structures are fortified.
This is a double buyback as well. Yuma Aegis is expiring in 20 seconds.
Under attack.
Jimmy Koff doesn't have Shard, unfortunately, so he can't get the upheaval spam of imps. However, Beastmaster is back up. Pangolier on the side. On the back line, Riordan Night Stalker were still lurking about in daytime without his ult. And then pauses the game.
Interesting. And
This
Gyro
is a
really went for
dieback.
the Brooch. Brooch.
Good old Revenant's Brooch. It's super good against TB, obviously, because he's got almost no magic resistance, doesn't really want to build a BKB, and is really reliant on all of his armor gain, but doesn't really matter if you're going to get smacked by magic damage.
This is a good BKB game, though.
It's a very good BKB game, but it's a Terrorblade. It's like when you have an anti-mage in your team. They're not going to build B. You know they're not going to build BKB because I have magic resistance. Yeah, but kind of need it. I have
Thinks he's
Sunder.
Illidan.
Yeah. You are not prepared, my boy. None of us are. Okay, go. Sorry, Mike. Oh, yeah, that's why he died. Yeah, it was a Mike issue.
He was screaming for help. Nobody heard him.
Yep, they should have been faster. There's no meta for another 40. And yeah, he's just going to focus on continuing his farm. There's an amplified damage in the river. Does pick it up. And immediately heading back towards some of the jungle camps. He also wants to get the Revenant's Brooch. Jimmy Koff, no chaotic offering available for another 50. Burrow misses from Analog. But they just dropped the Serpent Wards trying to get themselves a set of racks secured. And should be straightforwardly done. Metamorphs is used, but where is the catch? Where is the lockdown? It does not exist.
Why? I don't know, man. This is gonna cost them.
Yeah, they just wait it out and they can continue pushing high ground.
Heroic's a different team today, huh? Really patient. Making the right movements.
I do think it helps that Red Submarine have missed a lot of chances in fights. Or at least made very not superb moves where they don't really fight together. And now they're going for a really big wraparound smoke play while they're losing the melee racks.
They're desperate, trying to push out waves.
Bottom barracks has fallen.
Well, what's really stopping them? Bottom lane, the creeps are coming in, so you can cut the middle and top waves, but Gyro's just pushing, get a catch onto right, and Night Stalker walks out of position. Once again, dead for another 50.
And this is a very important piece for them. Not having Night Stalker makes the defense way harder.
Well, now they gotta wait for the creeps to come back in. Fortification came through. What's TB Argius going for? Yeah, he's closing in on the Revenant. It's actually very close to being done, the Revenant's Brooch, which is a lot of magic damage, something that Gyrocopter's also not... I mean, he has a BKB, so... At 9-second BKB even. It's not the worst.
And he's gonna have Butterfly soon.
Dire are scanning.
Illusion!
So, elimination game. They might just chill a little bit, wait for Roche, camp their base, camp Red Submarine's base to see if they make any weird movements.
Knights. Oh, Roar doesn't get cast in time. Whisper's got the Lotus. And Hermit can't get the Roar cast off because of that specific Lotus. They're gonna just back
he
off.
Can, technically.
They
he
can. It wouldn't even be the wildest choice if TB was there to get the kill.
Yeah.
But that's the problem with killing Dawn. If he has buyback, which Dawn does, you can always just buy back Solar Guardian. So it's always like yes, you can get that kill, but it's not always a good idea to get that kill.
Especially if you need to spend big spells.
And that's why Whisper is running all the way in the front. Even has a Ghost Scepter available. Crimson Guard, very tanky, hard to kill. Hello to Shenanigans. There's the Blink. Hex coming out. Rolling Thunder onto Matthew. Golem as well added in. Matthew's going to get taken down. Looking for more. Whisper is going to be just fine for now. Yuma got slow, but they dropped the Golem plus meta. They've dropped everything they had. They have Roar. That's the only thing that they haven't used just yet.
Yeah, they're playing Heroics game. They popped OT on Night Stalker, Golem, Meta, Rolling Thunder. Now, just wait out and go again.
At least they've got the Wall of Golem of Jimmy Koff cutting the creep wave, so it is harder to push high ground.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
But they're looking to be still in a very comfortable spot. Net worth wise, it actually did drop a little bit. So it's now 13k net worth lead for Heroic. I'm really surprised with Heroic. Like they use 4 ultis on the side of Red Submarine, and Heroic didn't do anything with it. Ice Blast onto Hermit, Beastmaster dropping low, throws out the Roar onto the AA of all heroes. Whisper with the Dawn ulti, goes back in. Night Stalker's trying to fly his way back to safety. Rolling Thunder from Siren needs to turn it around to help out the Night Stalker. Speaking of which, caught by Matthew on the side. And that should be a cleanup for Analog. So 2 for 1. And the only one they manage is to get the AA plus 5.
Yeah, problem is that they had to deal with the waves first. And now they just get the Roshan, they'll have the banner.
LTB should just continue that split push shenanigan the entire time, going for the BKB next.
You better farm fast.
LaRoche is about to drop.
bottom. He might spot Arduous walking on the river.
Siren actually needs to be careful. Oh, there's a bounty right there. But there's also an observer ward that spots out Pangolier heading past in that direction. Look at Jimmy Koff. Going for some, looks like very aggressive wards.
Top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, Raiden loses his life. Has a buyback, but doesn't have his ulti. And Jimmy Koff, yeah, trying to get some split push shenanigans, hoping for a TP towards bottom. They're not going to give him that opportunity. PKB about to be done.
Yeah. Let's see if that changes anything.
Well, it should significantly help him stay alive for longer. And hopefully he won't run out of mana, because that's also a thing. In a lot of these fights, he ran out of mana almost instantly. Jimmy Koff does have the shard, so he's got the nasty minor imps just going forward. Yuma dropping low. That's going to be his first life gone. Chase on the backline by Siren. And stun onto Yuma. Continues. Pops the BKB. The golden drop gets used. Yuma is trying to heal up with the satanic BKB. Hermit's on the run. Is going to get locked in position. Loses his life. Buyback comes out from Riordan. And Gyro is going to continue the push.
Analog coming big on this fight.
Analog's
Whisper
been
not even
big.
using his OT.
Night Stalker caught once again. Light near AA, the value. Metamorphosis is about to end from the TB. Doesn't have any way to pump out enough damage. I mean, Don has the AC Crimson Guard Lotus Orb. So many ways to make sure the Gyrocopter stays alive.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen. The Radiant now have Mega Creeps.
Yeah, Megas.
And the
It might be
continued push.
it.
You know what I really don't like? They actually buffed Nemesis Curse in the last patch. Oh, Arceus going for the man-fight. Roar, Spell Reflected, Rolling Thunder as well. Do they have the lock onto the Gyrocopter? Satanic has ended, so he can't get any healing going. Shackles on Arceus. Terrorblade is dead. No Sunder play comes in to work. Siren still with the Ice Blast on him. Analog gets a triple kill, and G to the G gets hold as Heroic take game number 1.
Game felt longer than it actually is. 35 minutes, but I felt like it was 40 to 15 minutes game.
Yeah, Red Submarine had some very good, like the early to early moves for, you know, the Aghanim Scepter or whatnot. And you yourself get Harpoon, BKB, Nullifier or something, so that you can just hunt these. Because the only one on the dire side that will be a bit scary is going to be Yuma and the Sand King. Because if you get on Voker, he dies. If you get a Nullifier, Wind Range is easy pickings, and same with the Crystal Maiden. So the Lycan is very scary if you manage to make it work. Went for the Alpha Wolves Facet though. So he did go for the 6 point in the Summon Wolves. So he's not actually going to be that like an aggressive hunt you down build. But these Wolves have the potential to solo kill a Crystal Maiden.
That's what I was thinking. It's really annoying for CM to play in a game like this. Probably needs to get like Glimmer Cape at some point.
And even then, you're just constantly going to get chased down by those wolves. And when you freeze them, let me see. What at level 5, they gain Hamstring so that you can root the enemies.
Yeah.
And then they take more physical damage on attacks. Level 6 wolves have High Tail, an active ability that gives wolves phase movement, evasion, move speed, and attack speed. And the evasion, I think, is 100% evasion, which is, yeah, kind of nuts.
Quite a lot.
Yeah, that's pretty decent. Meaning that you're really going to be reliant on freezing every single time those creeps with the Crystal Maiden. Hell, you even have to be getting the shard quickly just to be able to survive against those wolves.
When he has shard on Lycan, these wolves just wipes the waves. They're really strong. What is Lops?
No idea.
At this point, I think they just type some random thing and disconnect.
Oh no,
it's,
my cat's
loaded
on
up.
fire. Bye.
Lops.
Light on, please stop.
Could be.
Yeah, that's my great text abbreviation skills. Let's see. Lops meaning. Cut off. That's not the one. Remove. What, he's being cut? Letter of protection? Does lop mean in slang? Okay, no, that is definitely not the correct word to use. I don't know. One thing that is strange, well, not strange, but in this patch, of course, you have Levokers, a decent amount of Voker mids. None of them go for any of the other facets. It's all Exhorts and Strike. Cataclysm, Gleipnir builds.
There's no point in going for others. It's like the facet.
Yeah, and that there needs to be some changes. Granted, last batch it was too much on the I'm a right-click Voker. That was also not really what I want to see from Vokers. But you need to find a little bit of a midway. Because if you lay... A lot of Vokers are like laning against Storm Spirit, and then they don't go Quas Wex, and you're like, bro. This is like the matchup for you to go Quas Wex. It's the ideal situation for you, and it's still not good enough.
Oh, I think I got it.
Oh,
It's
what is it?
lost. Package
Oh. But, that makes a lot more sense than Lops. Wow. Sometimes we're potatoes. But I'm Dutch, so we love potatoes. Which I think are Peruvian.
I don't really know.
Or were tomatoes Peruvian? Actually, they might both be.
I know Matthew is Peruvian.
Isn't most in this game? Isn't most in South American Dota?
Yeah.
Actually, I think Hermit's Argentinian.
Yeah, he is Argentinian. Whisper is Bolivian.
That's actually kind of interesting because you almost all of those teams, especially if you have Brazilians on one side and Peruvians on the other, or in the same team, they almost all play on the Argentinian servers. But how many Argentinian Dota 2 players are there actually?
There was Mariano.
Oh, I haven't seen
He
his
was-
name in a while.
Yeah, he was as a coach, I think, for I don't know, Thunder, something like that.
Oh, top side, rather than dropping low, Sunstrike comes in, is not going to connect. Yuma takes a lot of
Trash.
damage in response. Yeah, no Sunstrike connect. Look at that wasted mana. That is 175 mana gone, nothing gained from it. Analog reported.
Trash Volker.
It's over. GG. Can't even Sunstrike a Hoodwink. Oh, Yuma needs to be a bit careful. Bushwhack not going to connect. Another one that we have to report there. KJ takes a lot of damage from Hermit. Sunstrike is going to come in, but it gets soaked by Hermit. Nonetheless, KJ gets the kill, and First Blood gets secured.
Okay, with the Frostbite. Really easy, huh?
Yeah, the fight right there, that went really bad. Hoodwink, like, he used the Acorn shot on Yuma, but didn't, like,
I
alt-click
see.
it so that it drops one, which makes sense because you want it to get slow in, but you need to get the Bushwhack connection. That could have been, like, this top lane already could have been so much worse for Heroic, as they have multiple times almost died. And the Lycan Wolves are not to be underestimated.
Look at Conca denies.
Let's look. Yes, 11 denies. Voker is... I mean, Quas Exort is really bad at laning. It's got decent attack damage, but if you're up against any melee, obviously you lose, and Kunkka is a really good one for that. Specifically, plus has a lot of HP. The one big thing that Exort Voker does is catch back up, compared to Wex Voker. As you can just, like, meatball creep waves, you're going to have Forge Spirits to push out lanes and such. And obviously the Sunstrike side lanes help. Is impactful.
He's one full level ahead of the Invoker already. Do it to the denies.
Okay, Jimmy Cough threw out a Blood Grenade, forces the TP from Whisper back to base, who's still not even level 3. Also about a full level behind the DK. And is going to need some stacks soon being made. Otherwise, oh, Matthew's taking a lot of damage there. He just walks through a neutral creep camp. And that Fatal Bonds, like, he might actually die. Breathe Fire is
He
going to...
might.
I think he's dead. Yeah, he just straight up dies to Fatal Bonds. He had full HP, walks through that creep camp, gets Fatal Bonds. When he walks through the creep camp, he's already half HP.
Yeah, he was trying to, like, hold the wave for Whisper.
Yeah, he just straight up dies to Fatal Bonds.
But he died.
Yeah, he just straight up dies to Fatal Bonds. He walks through that creep camp, gets Fatal Bonds. When he walks through the creep camp, he's already half HP.
Yeah, he was trying to, like, hold the wave for Whisper. And he had like Wind Run to tank the creep attacks, but Fatal Bounce can't really
It's a
dodge
pretty good
that.
spell. It's a pretty good spell, especially the laning stage. If you get a good catch, Sunstrike comes in, top side, rather than dropping low, tries to get himself back, loses his life. KJ is the one that gets the kill in response once again.
It's 2-0 on the CM already.
Luckily, you know, it's a CM, so it does so much with that net worth. Actually, all three lanes are going. Hermit's slightly behind in the top lane, but for the most part, all three lanes going really well for Red Submarine. Already 1,000 gold ahead.
Kunkka is 6 already. Evoker just hit 5. And you see Hoodwink is already in there. Jimkov already in there with the Warlock too. Analog is in danger.
Yeah, they
One
have
more
the
Sunstrike?
Observer Ward behind. Going in, Bushwhack connection, Analog X Mark, Ghost Ship, Analog drag back, Ghost Ship connects, kill gets secured. And they turn this towards the tier 1 tower in mid. Big rotations being made. They did, however, manage to get the kill topside onto Hermit. As Yuma is doing a good job at the farming department so far. But yeah, they have a catapult creep wave in mid, so the tier 1 tower is going to drop. And that Voker cannot be here anymore.
Yeah, this is really bad for Analog's game. He's relying on Sunstrike kills now, 100%.
Well, it might help that he's going for Hermit topside. Yuma's actually taking a lot down from the tower, but still had a good heal to go for. And Siren will just slowly but surely kill off KJ with the help of the wolves. Picks up a 3-kill streak for his troubles. Luckily, Yuma's doing a good job because they need him to go ham this game.
Yeah, like really early Battle Fury. Maybe Battle Fury, I don't know, BKB?
It's gonna be an interesting choice how he's gonna try and handle this. Obviously, Voker will always have good value in the game because of Sunstrike levels. Just needs experience, and then he'll be absolutely fine in chiming in all these engagements. You need a good burrow, Sunstrike, kill.
A good thing is that you can kind of play like a bot on Invoker. Just going for Sunstrike to have like more levels. Nice Sunstrike Meteor.
Yeah, going in onto Siren. Does have the Ghost Ship in response. Onto the Crystal Maiden. Kill gets picked up by Siren. He's trying to run away from Yuma. And he gets out of dodge. Level 8 now on the Kunkka. They tried to go for him, but Meatball Sunstrike had nowhere near enough damage to kill him when he has got run buff.
Yeah, even Whisper is around. He's holding 1 point.
Oh. They're all on top of each other. Gets a 2-man burrow. Jimmy Koff still alive, but the Sandstorm... Actually, they take a lot of damage in response. DK is here. Gets the stun in onto Yuma. Whisper doesn't have any mana. They lose Yuma. Whisper's going to be the second target as he's being heavily slowed down. Kunkka chimes in and... yeah. He went in with the rotation there on Whisper. Didn't have mana for Epicenter. Did still level Epicenter though, but didn't have mana for Epicenter. So got a nice 2-man burrow, but if there's no one else joining in and Sunstrike wasn't available for Analog, then there's no kills happening.
He did not check his maths. He thought he would have enough for Burst Strike, Sandstorm, and Epi.
Yeah, then he should really go back to class because that's most of his mana pool. As the hero has a pretty bad mana pool, though. Right
Kunkka.
now, Kunkka in trouble. Ghost Ship is still on cooldown. Sunstrike's going to come in. This is big damage. Is still alive. This is how incredibly strong Kunkka is this patch. And Whisper is whipped down. Siren stays alive. And they thought they had him right there. KJ walking in, going for the Siren kill. Finds it. We'll have to pay for that one dearly. But nonetheless, at least they get the kill onto Siren finally. 5 kill streak picked up by KJ.
Worth it, man. Worth it. Level 7 CM now.
That's what you're doing it for. Level 7 CM. That will win you the game easy peasy. Not the fact that Yuma is now behind Hermit in terms of farm and about 2 grand behind the Kunkka.
Is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
They don't have the bottom tower, and bottom tower is not healthy on heroic side. DK has form, so they might even collapse on this bottom tower soon, since there's no epi.
Dire are scanning.
Siren is going for the Ags next, has the Blade Mill already. What's Hermit going for? Yeah, he's just going for aura builds. Already has the Vlads, next is drums, then afterwards pipe. Full aura gaming.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Really need Blink
towards
Dagger on
mid.
Sand King.
Analog gets his first kill of the game. Has Hand of Midas as well as the choice item. At least it clears up the summon wolves that he can one-shot if he spots one.
Yeah, he's catching up.
He's even ahead of Yuma, which is not that good considering Analog's lane. Siren walking about, tanking Sunstrikes left and right. There's nothing happening to this Kunkka. 1800 HP in 11 minutes. That's...
Bottom tower has fallen.
What are you supposed to do to kill him?
That was my concern. They have just little damage at the moment. Wind Ranger is not providing damage.
Matthew, right now, not really able to contribute much to the game. Yuma's being chased by the Lycan Wolves. So they know where he's at. And there's an amplified damage Kunkka in the area. Smoke breaks. Yuma gets caught. Ghost Ship's going to connect and blown up. KJ's here. They're going to go for mass TPs. Whisper in the area as well. Blade Mill's on cooldown, but they're going to have to let that one go as they have no chance for re-engagement.
Yeah, Yellow Submarine, they are not really afraid. They still have Golem.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Still have Golem, they still have Shapeshift, Sharpshooter is about to be back off cooldown. And Kunkka already has 2 pieces of his Ags to get delivered. With this much of a lead on the Kunkka, do you like the build he's going for, or would you like to see something more aggressive?
Oh, I really like Aghanims. Maybe Aghanims into BKB. Just like he needs to use the fact that he's having a really good early game.
Oh, top lane, Hermit. There's a smoke gang coming in.
Dire's top tower.
Oh, they find the Warlock. That's the worst of the targets you could get. Even has on the Warlock 8 stacks of the Black Grimoire available. And yeah, they get the Warlock. They lose the Voker. It's constantly happening. When they finally get a kill, they get traded for a top tier core. KJ is trying to be sneaky and steal the Experience Shrine. Hermit spots out KJ. Crystal Maiden ulti actually doing quite a lot here. Hermit needs to be careful because the Experience Shrine is going to get stolen by KJ, and Hermit cannot do anything about it.
Really smart move, man.
Onto Hermit. Hermit's dead. KJ gets the tip there and the got the TP going, but is in the end going to get taken out. But that's huge. They get the kill onto Hermit, plus they get the Shrine of Wisdom. That's a big play.
He really deserved to just not die there.
Yeah, that's good CM gaming. The extra armor that you get, of course, what? How much is it these days?
20?
Freezing Field.
Are scanning.
You don't? Or- I don't see any armor. Don't you get? I thought you always got armor on free when you use Freezing Field.
Is this a facet?
No, the facet is our physical shield from Crystal Nova, and the other facet I think is the mana regen facet. Huh.
It's attack slow now. Only
80. Oh, okay.
Radiant are
Used to be
scanning.
armor. Attack slow. I
Yeah.
mean, that's also not that
Radiant's
bad.
bottom tower is under attack.
80 attack slow is pretty big. Oh, they spot out Jimmy Coffee's under ward vision. Sunstrike comes out. The Warlock tries to stay alive until the rest of his team joins in, but does get taken down. And I mean, they're finding a couple of kills. The Sunstrikes from miles away do help.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, Yuma is done with the Battle Fury, starting to build up the BKB. You have Mjolnir done on DK for that attack speed buff. And I guess, are they going to take the Gateway? Well, yeah, they're going to go for the Torment to pick up bottom. Got to be a little bit careful, because there is a wind... Okay, Wind Range is spotted. Otherwise, Wind Range might have gone for a... Yeah, he's going to go for it. He's got Power Shot. And if he can connect it onto Riordan... Sunstrike, Steel coming in. That is gorgeous. The Observer Ward was just out of range. They get the free shard for the Crystal Maiden. It's now only a 2k net worth advantage. Heroic, they're getting themselves back in the game with just this tiniest little sneaky plays.
Yeah, that was a clutch placement for the Obs.
And now KJ, like the one you want to... both shards on the Dire are amazing. But KJ's shard with the Crystal Clone, that's so good. It's so much value against the Lycan charging at you.
And he's having a great game on CM.
Under attack.
I would actually maybe even consider for the Wind Ranger to buy the shard, just for
Radiant's top
the fact that it's
tower is under attack.
too good to miss this game. Analogs, gotta be careful.
Oh, they see him.
Yeah, he knows they're coming. He's got bots, he's got Hanamitis, so he's pretty much got all the farming tools he needs. I'm curious to see if he's going to go for the Rod of Atos first or just straight up Ags Rush. Which one would you prefer?
Is under attack. Radiant's
Um,
tower is under attack.
I don't know. He needs ways of just surviving on these fights
Has fallen.
when it comes to fighting.
Radiant's
Because he's not gonna be able to just AFK Sunstrike whole game.
Dire's middle tower.
If he has Atos, I still think he dies.
I don't think he
engagements.
wants to fight. Like, in general, the hero just doesn't want to fight. Like, you've got a PA, he's getting decent farm now. This game feels more like split the map open, you get a kill with a Burrow Sunstrike, and then you get a... Yeah, he's going Ags. Burrow, a Cataclysm, that should be a kill. And then you
Since
get
they
out.
don't want to fight, yeah, not going Atos is the best option. Because if you have Atos, you kind of need to go and use it. But he just dies every fight, so Aghanims is a better choice.
Oh, Whisper, he's getting rooted by the wolves. Got to be careful, they're chasing in. Double dusted, but not caught. And Yuma's just cutting the creep wave bottom. Farming away, blurred up.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Getting pretty ferocious farm. While Whisper needs to be careful. How far is the Cataclysm? Okay, it's 1300 gold
Tower is under attack.
away from that mark. Whisper's also going for Zags. For big epicenter team fight shenanigans. And net worth wise, they're pretty much dead even.
And no one's going BKB on Red Submarine side. I mean, Kunkka is going BKB now,
Is under attack.
but he's the only one.
Top tower is under attack.
Yeah, you've got KJ as well, top lane, using Crystal Clone to cut the creep wave. So they cannot even continue pushing. Bottom lane, you've got the PA cutting the creep wave. Yeah, it's really hard for them to even make a play for any push. KJ might just get taken down here. Jimmy Ka. Okay, there's the wolf in the trees. KJ walks, but is spotted out. Crystal Maiden ulti. There's Jimmy Goff dropping low, but the Lycan should be able to get the kill with the root spam.
Yeah, okay. 2 ultis for a CM.
Yeah,
Not bad.
shapeshift plus the chaotic. He would have been dead if he didn't pop the chaotic offering, so it's understandable. Hell, they might both have died there if it wasn't for the chaotic offering. Jump in onto Yuma, gets ghost ship plus the snipe with the break. Bushwhack comes in. Yeah, Yuma, without the BKB, you just cannot fight or make a play. X mark is too dangerous. He needs to just stay hidden, cut the creep wave, stay hidden once again.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, he's gonna have BKB soon on the PA. He needs more levels to deal more damage. But with the BKB, they're gonna be in good shape to defend this properly.
Oh, Whisper, gotta be careful.
So Lycan really went for the pipe.
Yeah, he's all in on auras. Hopefully for his team, that's going to be enough to catch them and take them over to victory. Smoke up from Heroic.
This is the Cataclysm power and BKB on the PA.
Yeah, if you can get a good catch, that would be huge.
DK is the best one.
He doesn't have BKB. Blink is right now on cooldown. They're trying to catch up.
How do they know?
They scan it. He gets caught. And the Burrow Sun's Cataclysm comes in. Crystal ulti. Kill gets secured. And that's a big one. The next to the Roche pit, they have alacrity buff onto the PA.
I don't know.
Yeah, they're going to go Roche. And it's not a slow Roche either with the PA alacrity.
It's also scary. No golem. 20 seconds.
They kill it fast enough. Let's drop in. The wolves are getting closer. Sharpshooter in the pit. Yuma is almost dead. The Roche is dropping. Regen is so close to them, but yet so far away. They don't have Cataclysm for a little bit.
They kind of need to finish this Roche before DK is alive.
Epi Burrow onto the Hoodwink. Can they kill him off? Power shot's not going to connect. There's going to be the Shapeshift. Ghost Ship in response onto Whisper. Sand King is in trouble. Very tanky, but doesn't seem to be tanky enough. Burrow Strike not going to work with the DK that respawn, and they should be able to clear up that Roche pit.
Maybe throw number 1.
Yep. It was a nice attempt. They just were a little bit too slow in clearing Roshan. Hey, they do get the Roche kill there with the power shot. So it's actually an Aegis steal. The downs, I mean, obviously getting the gold is great for the Dire side. The downside is if it respawns, the Roar will give it away. If they go for it. So sneaking it for the second Roche is a bit tougher.
I mean, it's a DK with Aegis.
Yeah, there's not really a reason for him to stop. Still does have a bit of a threat of Cataclysm shenanigans. And Yuma's just continuing the farming while everyone is distracted in towards the Dire base. They're still only less than 1,000 gold ahead. Analog is still ahead of Yuma. That's impressive.
He's being able to AFK farm.
Whisper gotta get back. He doesn't have a BKB, so very careful against the Kunkka X Mark. Has been caught already a couple of times by that combo. They're gonna TP in, looking for a fight. Invoker bots back to base. But yeah, they're gonna bail out. Get scanned. But they're out of reach. And a good read from Red Submarine. Oh, topside. The Lycan and DK are nowhere nearby, so these three need to be very careful of any chase happening. They, I think, spotted the courier of Warlock flying out.
Maybe. I think they need a dust on the Wind Ranger. Only CM has it. Is Glimmer on Warlock might be a problem.
Oh. Siren. Spots out Matthew, Observer Ward. Torrent connection, Wind Ranger. Can even get the Wind Run cast off? No. Wind Ranger just straight up falls. Whisper was bump faking his ulti in mid to maybe go for the aggressive dive onto Hermit. But they only find the one. Looking for the high ground push here topside, and they will immediately try to force everyone from Heroic back to base.
No
They're
glyph.
not doing it just yet. They're content in just continuing to farm. No Sanking. They don't feel like it's a viable move. Epicenter Burrow coming in onto DK. There's the Cataclysm as well. A lot of damage. But is it enough? Whisper's dropping low. The DK is just pumping out so much. Jimmykov finally does get taken down. Yuma needs to disengage. His BKB is ended, but he gets dragged right back. Jump to the side. Will finally fall to Raiden. And the high ground push commences. It was a really epi Epi Burrow. It just feels like Cataclysm was too slow.
Dire's top barracks has fallen.
It did not connect on everyone. Still, I think they don't have enough damage.
Dire's structures are fortified.
They cannot rely on PA. Invoker has more net worth than PA, as you said. So if you don't have your carry dealing the damage needed, I think you're done.
Yeah, then the game becomes
Dire's middle tower
a lot harder if your safe lane PA just doesn't have any damage to pump out. Kills a Warlock, that's it. That's the only one he managed to kill.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Kunkka 3k HP, DK 3k HP,
Dire's middle barracks.
Lycan, well, 2k, but he's got a ton of RS. And DK doesn't care. 20 seconds for the ages, though. Does need to be a little bit careful. 15 more seconds.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
Very close to
Oh,
dropping.
boy.
Yuma wants to get the jump here. Has the BKB available. King Jungle's Cataclysm comes out. Huge catch with the Crystal Clone. They find Hermit. KJ will lose his life. Matthew's going to be the second one in trouble. Whisper, Epicenter, Burrow in on the DK. Crit him down. Kunkka needs to be a little bit careful here as they're finding him, slowing him down. Do they have another Burrow or interrupt? Yes, they do. Tornado connects and the Kunkka is no more. So they lose 2 sets of racks, but they might be able to get almost a full team wipe there. Raiden, TP attempt. Is the freeze enough? No, not fast enough. But a big team fight in response there. And it all comes off of the back of KJ with the Blink Crystal Clone Crystal Nova play to freeze them in place and get that Cataclysm going.
Yeah, now with the Cataclysm connecting, thing is different, right? MPA is getting close to hit 6. But they still need a couple more of these to come back into this game. It's only a 3k difference, but it doesn't feel like it's only 3k. 2 lanes of Rex already.
Yeah, PA's level 20 is going to be pretty impactful, though. Analog is actually not the highest experience just yet. Curious. Okay, he's going Scythe of Ice next to get some more control. I was thinking, you know, maybe get that Gleipnir, bigger AoE Cataclysm, or get the Shard. It's also really good. The Sunstrike creates a Forge Spirit if you get a connection, and that's a lot of minus armor in the team fight. Once those, like, you get extra 5-6 Forge Spirits just right-clicking at people.
Push AC down on the Lycan.
Like, and yeah, he needs the BKB next. Because without, same with the DK really. Once he's got the BKB, feels a lot more comfortable to take these fights. Because you get frozen in place or burrowed, Cataclysm comes out, ouch. Luckily enough, they do have a Force Staff on Hoodwink and a Hurricane Pike on DK, so it's a bit less problematic, but it's still not easy. Okay, Jay.
PAA, I mean, DK has BKB now.
Oh, this is dangerous. Okay, Jay gets back into the pit. Will get taken down because of it, though. Crystal made an ulti for half a second. Burrow's going to connect. Cataclysm is coming in onto Argius as well. Can Yuma get the right clicks going? But Yuma is just being destroyed. Xmark, BKB's ended. And Siren chasing for blood. 3 deaths on the dire side, and that looks like Heroic are just going to have to forego game number 2. Even though net worth is still very close, but they just...
Radiant's bottom tower
Red Submarine. They might not be better at farming, but they are looking really good at the fighting part this game.
Yeah, this is mega secure. No glyph. I think let's just go game 3.
is under attack. Dire's bottom barracks is falling.
I think the biggest problem for them was just all these auras. You have a Solo Crest on Warlock plus a Glimmer. Then you have the Hoodwink with the Force Staff. Now E-Blade. So they have too many ways to save. And with all the auras coming in, there's just no damage from the PA. Even that last fight, bottom, like, you had Deo right before the game starts. I'm currently on an 11 win streak on Winter Wyvern.
11?
I just noticed yesterday.
How do you have
today.
11 Winter Wyvern games?
Bro, Winter Wyvern is my second most played hero. My highest win streak on the hero is 16 in a row.
Madman.
I love Wyvern. I played it a lot when you still had Necrobook. So every game there was a Beastmaster or Lycan on the enemy team, summon Lycan book creeps, and then instantly curse them and they die, and you're like, that was fun. I still love Wyvern. And in this patch, everyone is playing PA, so it's Cold Embrace Curse, Cold Embrace Curse, Cold Embrace Curse. Every single team fight.
It works really well on pubs.
Yeah, obviously pro match is a different story because they're constantly hunting for the Wyvern. Even in pubs, they're hunting for me. But you just need to be very, very far away from the fight that no one can even consider you being there, and then blink. But it's a lot harder if you're up against, you know, a Lycan with that summon wolves, and then you've got Monkey in the tree lines the entire time as well, searching for you, or you got some like Night Stalker Phosphors in the game, making it very rough.
I'm really curious to see how this mid lane goes.
The mid lane match, yeah, it can really go both ways, right? Monkey King is technically the best melee hero in the game against anyone else, but Sand King does so much magic damage.
Sand King doesn't really need to try to like kill Monkey King. He can always farm on the jungle if he feels pressured. But Monkey King is going to try something here. Maybe with a rotation from Snapfire, something like that.
Yeah, both sides have really good ganking support. So obviously the Hoodwink and Snapfire as the +4s can do tons of work. Snapfire instead did not go for the little shredder facet, but went for the full bore, which I think is because he's up against the Phoenix. And obviously the mischance against PAA is also not fabulous. Actually, no, that works well with what buckshot, I think it's called. With the glancing shot, if you have the other facet, I don't know exactly how it works. I've read it so many times, but it's weird. But yeah, if you go for full bore, you just get 1 point in a little shredder later, and that 1 point is to clear the Phoenix egg.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
only one.
you're using it. And otherwise, you're gonna accidentally use it every single time, and it's gonna be on cooldown. Phoenix egg comes down, and your team is probably still gonna kill the egg because they do have Jakiro and Morphling, who are both incredibly good heroes for clearing the egg. Hell, even Monkey King and Lycan is okay.
Maybe it's a big bait. You press, everyone goes to click the egg, and then epicenter everyone. Haha.
Well, yes, and well, then Bristleback goes ham, but Jimmy Cough is dead topside. As Whisper finishes him off, Viscous Nasal Goo, very hard to deal with for a hero like Jakiro, who has no movement speed, very tanky, but just no movement speed to get away.
I was lagging hard before the skill.
Maybe he was as well. And hopefully our production doesn't lag anymore.
We're gonna be fine.
Bushwhack, not going to connect topside. Jimmy Cough needs to be careful in that top lane. Well, Visca's Nasal Goo catches, and he is going to be taken down once again. But Yuma's actually doing really well in the bottom lane. Actually, a lot better than last game, where he even had the Sunstrike help.
Yeah, it's all about hitting the timings on the PA. He died before BKB that game. I keep remembering the Roche attempt. Oh man.
Okay, Jay gets the healing loads. It's also better in the lane, Phoenix. Crystal Maiden obviously is really good, but Phoenix, of course, has that burn for the attack speed slow against the Wolves. And like, against pretty much anyone, so it is really very solid to try a man fight if you do.
Well, if they're able to go aggro on this lane, it's amazing.
Analog, in the meantime, pulling the creep wave at the jungle and farming the jungle while farming the lane. Siren's actually getting a little bit antsy here, looking for him, but the problem is the creeps in mid are going to clash soon. So
I really like what he's doing.
Position.
You don't really need to fight against the Monkey King on this lane.
Well, you do also need to make sure that you do get in range and some farm. I mean, experience at this point is probably the more important factor if they have some stacks which aren't being currently made.
Dire's top tower.
Matthew's struggling because they had the triangle warded. Knowing that there's a Bristle on the other side, and a Sand King, and a PA. They really want ancient stacks. But it was counter-warded the entire time.
A lot of damage on Monkey.
Yeah, you just want some more Jingu Mastery stacks. Bound the Strike. I'll be able to constantly keep the healing going. As he's building into Orb of Corrosion. Bottom lane, TP in from the Hoodwink. Matthews here. Riordan needs to get away. And is going to get Bushwhacked done. Snapfire drops. Soon. You're still trying to annoy them a little bit longer, but eventually does get taken down. Riordan, the name, I just... Every single time I see that name, I get confused, because I know there's an author, Rick Riordan, that did the Percy Jackson books. Percy Jackson, Lightning Thief. And the author of that's Rick Riordan, so every single time I'm like, Riordan?
Maybe he's a fan.
Might be. I'm actually curious to see. What is his other name? Iffy. Okay, Iffy is his Wikipedia name.
Rune.
Rune. It is going to be a rune bottom. Illusion picked up. Wukong's being pump faked, but Siren is in trouble. The monkey, can he get away? Boundless Strike comes out and does burn to a crisp. Did go for the Wukong's Faithful facet instead of the Primal Spring jump all over the place facet.
Yeah, for a mid laner, I really like this one. You keep having impact on team fights.
Are scanning.
Then I'm always wondering why yesterday we saw Yuma with the other facet. The
Are scanning.
what was it called? The tree dance facet.
Carry players.
Yeah, that's true. Hermit in trouble, and Log even rotating through. They're gonna catch out the Lycan. That's a very dead Lycan. Monkey is here. They're going for the XP shrine. Wukong's comes down. KJ is stunned up, finished off. The shrine gets secured by Whisper on the Radiant side. Matthew on the other side is gonna get taken down momentarily. The shrine actually goes to Monkey.
You kind of force the enemy core to get it. He
Definitely not a
doesn't mind
window,
it.
but
yeah.
yeah, he doesn't mind it. He gets a kill. He gets the experience shrine.
Only the level
And
3 Snapfire is like, damn.
Dire's top tower is under
I'll
attack.
never get my Mortimer's Kisses. Stupid game.
And Morph is bottom, but Bristleback is having a hell of a time at the top lane.
Jimmy Goff, gotta be a bit careful there. Jumped in by Yuma. The first crit comes out, but there's Whisper in the top side. They get the catch onto Yuma. PA's dropping low. Is he gonna take down? The Wolves are chasing after the PA. Will have to sidestep to try and stay alive. They lose Jimmy Goff as well, and Argius being the third one dead. Hermit's on the run, doesn't have Shapeshift available. Whisper is feeling indestructible right now, running after Hermit, and make that 4 kills. 4 heroic. The Monkey King did not have a chance to join. Didn't have Wukong's command either, so wouldn't even have been that effective if he tried to help out.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
Matthew?
got a game. Morphling rotates bottom. He allows Bristleback to farm a lot on the top lane, and then he dies bottom to the Bristleback.
That's pretty big for Whisper right now. This time around is getting a better shot at showing what he's made of. A little bit unfortunate that Hoodwink got the deny on the neutral creeps, so no free gold for Siren. But Yuma top net worth, Whisper second. Stacks being cleared by Analog, so he can catch back up in terms of farm. Not too shabby for heroic start of game 3.
Yeah, they really need the Sand King online. Because it's not always that Bristleback's gonna TP and get a good kill for you. Mouse.
Whisper. Not Mouse, not Mouse. Mouse Esports. I don't think they even have a team anymore.
This
That
band?
was- What? The Mouse team that they had with Olnit and Supreme.
Last year?
Yeah. I don't know if they still played in the beginning of this year.
I don't
But it
think
was-
so. I think Supreme was playing in a different stack.
Yeah, he was playing for, I think, OG in the qualifiers for DreamLeague this time around. I think.
This is very recent, right? The open
Yeah.
quals, right?
Yeah, but I don't know if they played with Mouse any earlier in this year, in like January or something. But it did always, like, the results of the team were very strange compared to their CS2 team. It's like, I think they had 2 back-to-back grand finals on CS2. And then their Dota team never even qualified for anything.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So a little bit of a disparity there. Snapfire is still 2 full levels away from his level 6. That's painful, because he desperately needs his level 6. And Argius, he started going for the Vlads as he built up the Morbid Mask. But yeah, they have a Lycan who's got Vlads already, so... Not happy for the Morphling that he cannot finish up what is essentially a core item for him.
Just get Madness.
Well, Mask of Madness would be just insane. Like, legit insane on a Morphling. That would be... That's like... what's his name again? That Chinese player
No
that
Envy?
well, Eternal Envy did a lot of weird stuff. But there was a Chinese player like last year or 2 years ago that went for the Vanguard
Dire's bottom tower.
Diffusal Blade Anti-Mage build.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Sounds like an Envy thing too.
Scanning.
I think it was God King that did that.
Dire's bottom
God
tower
King
is
Shizzle?
falling.
Or was it... Can't remember who it was exactly. But yeah, that was a very strange build. But it is fun to see other stuff than just Battle Fury Anti-Mage.
Dire's middle tower
Whisper
is under
in
attack.
towards mid. Rotating through to deal some tower damage. While Siren is going for the Maelstrom. Oh, he's actually going for the Mage Slayer this game. Super important item to have on someone, actually. The Mage Slayer against
Really
Bristle.
important.
40% damage reduction on all spells from Sand King and Bristle is... it really destroys Bristle. And Matthew smoked up. And Log, I think, is getting his Blink Dagger reveal. Yeah, there's the Blink Dagger coming in. So they're looking for a catch, looking for a smoke play. Net worth-wise, they're still very close in this game.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, only Lycan's not like farming a lot. The other cores are fine.
Oh, Riordan on the run, trying to go for the TP away. Gets the TP out of there. They lost Argius. They get caught, it seems, by the smoke gank.
Dire's top tower is
So
under
Morphling
Really well
dead
executed.
again.
Dire's structures
I
are
did miss the
fortified.
kill, so...
Yeah, they did not use Epicenter, by the way.
Yeah, if he doesn't have shard for any time soon, yeah, he was full agi, so then with 560 HP it shouldn't be too hard.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Hermits, I do like the choice that he's going to go for. He wants to get a fast shard this game, just so that he can constantly keep shoving out lanes. And with the summon wolves, if you have that one max leveled, it's those wolves on the side lanes are just ridiculous.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Oh,
attack.
Cash comes in. They wanted to go for the experience shrine, but another kill comes out. They'll get double shrines of wisdom on heroic, as they just like Whisper is very hard to kill for the Dire side. Lycan is not useful for killing it. Morphling is honestly not either. None of them are for quite some time.
problem on Red Submarine now is that they cannot make plays. They have this Lycan offlane, Morphling carry, Monkey mid.
Dire's middle tower
He
is
can
under
easily die if he go first. And
Big
your
no
supports
dying.
are not going.
Yeah, Yuma has the Battle Fury now done, gets the jump in top, gets a free kill onto the Snapfire, who does have his level 6 now, so it does have Mortimer's Kisses. You also have the Jakiro with the Macro Pyre, but Whisper is closing in on the pipe to immediately counter all that magic damage already.
And these solo kills, they matter a lot.
Yuma going for BKB. Yeah. I mean, what do you do at this stage? Is it literally just spread the entire map and try to keep getting farm?
They need to hit whatever their timing is. Let me check. Monkey King. He's going for a Maelstrom?
Mage Slayer should be, I think.
Yeah. I don't think he's gonna be able to do much with this item. They need to use kisses, that's for sure.
Oh, they
They
smoke
are-
head top, but Tormentor gets picked up. And it won't... maybe if they take the gateway, they could get a catch. But they're not going to get baited to the other side. They were hoping that they'd take the gateway because they just cleared Tormentor and they saw the Morphling top.
They are thinking.
Oh, Matthew. Maybe a good bushwhack. Gets the bushwhack, but in response is gonna... Did still do a lot of damage to the Morphling, which is very scary.
He really went for that play.
I mean, if he caught Arceus without shifting to strength, that would have been a kill.
Yeah, an easy one.
Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's top tower has fallen. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has been denied. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Siren's got the Mage Slayer.
Radiant are scared.
Now finished up, so a lot of healing, or damage reduction, essentially. Burrow
Oh, he
missed
missed.
by Analog, but Jimmy Goff should still be in trouble. Epicenter comes out. There's going to be the smash coming in. The Phoenix Egg is about to explode, and the kisses from long range. Can they even find a singular kill there in response? No, it does not seem to be the case. Yuma even gets the jump off onto Riot, and 3 kills get secured, and it looks like there's a very decent shot that Red Submarine will be eliminated from the DreamLeague close qualifiers.
Big regen rune on Analog.
Yep, back
They can-
into the Roach Pit as well for the Aegis.
They
yeah,
can't
thank
kill
you.
anything on Red Submarine. They just used like 2 OTs. Nothing happened.
Radiant are scanning.
Okay, this still feels very sad on the Snapfire. We did go for the other facet, but still went for max level Lil Shredder. So yeah, it's a bit of a mixed bag there. As in a team fight, Phoenix Egg gets dropped, you'll probably still have to use the full Lil Shredder for it. But 9k lead after 18 minutes. And it's really just try and keep the side lanes pushed out. Jump in on Yuma. Does have the Aegis. Cookie Stun comes out. But the PA doesn't really care, as he has the Aegis, and in response, Morphling is dead. I don't really know what the game plan was there. Jimmy Cough. Another one bites the dust.
You can't
Yeah.
just go AFK farm against a team like Heroic, especially when Analog's playing an active hero.
Radiant
You
structures
also can't really jump a PA with a Aegis with a Snapfire Morphling. Oh, Siren bottom lane. At least the Mage Slayer does keep him alive a bit longer, but there's just too little damage to get rid of the bristle.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Okay, Jay. Okay.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Let's see, Arceus, he's got Manta, is going for the BKB next. PA is closing in on Basher. But these items, like for instance, Analog's going for the Shivas. He's getting decently fast farmed on that Shivas. That's going to be so instrumental against this Dire team, who has is really healing dependent. Jimmy Cough in trouble, being chased by Yuma. loses life. Dominating streak comes up. There's the bushwhack catch on the Snapfire. And make that a second for Yuma. A lot better this time around than in game number 2. As the enemies are just nowhere near as tanky as they were in the previous game with that Kunkka and DK.
They die so easily.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Epicenter, Burrow catch. Arceus dead. Death number 4. They're just running them down.
This is a hide and seek game.
Yeah, if you show yourself, you're dead. All 3 cores on Heroic haven't died a single time this game. Jimmy Koff in mid, jump, chased by Yuma. Still has the Aegis for another 2 minutes. And just for good measure, gets that last hit crit. Yuma might lose that Aegis. Bushwhack. Harassment. KJ has a Helm of the Dominator to steal the wolf. Wow.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
That's
Is this a play?
Choice. No, not really.
What am I
Dire's
missing?
middle tower is under attack.
I mean, I guess it keeps him alive for a bit better, those wolves are pretty nice to steal, but yeah, that's normally not really the. I'd rather even see a Dagon over the Helm of the Dominator most of the time.
Oh, Bash. A lot of
And
solo
still-
kills.
Radiant are scared.
It's a PA, and he's just having fun. Arceus, death number 5, just keeps on rolling on.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Only reason you don't call GG on this game is because it's the last one.
Yeah, it's
Dire's
elimination.
middle tower is under attack.
Even though there is a very, very limited chance that they are going to be able to come back, there's always a chance. As both side lanes, they get a kill. Whisper is going to continue to push. And they have pretty pesky split push shenanigans. Oh, actually, no, it is the play, it seems. Or, it's weird. So, KJ uses Helm of the Dominator to take over the Lycan lane wolf creep.
Uh-huh.
But
Dire's middle tower
it doesn't get, like, the big... it's not as strong as the normal wolves, and I don't think you can control them. So it's just going to stand AFK in the lane until someone gets close to attack it. Which is weird.
What is it for?
It doesn't really do anything. It's just there to counter the lanes being pushed.
Is it to like humiliate the enemies?
Yeah, primarily it does nothing. Like, he's now gonna try and steal the Lycan Wolf.
Dire's top tower
Yep, he
is
gets
under
that one. This one at least has Hytale and shenanigans. But they need to dive away quickly. KJ in a bit of trouble. There's Yuma coming in for the back line. Wukong's down from Siren, but the Epicenter Burrow on the side, chasing for blood. 3 kills secured. The only 2 left are Hermit and Arceus, and GG gets called. They know there's nothing to be gained here. And Heroic will advance on to the next round.
It was the GG fight.
It
Just like